And we're back. Thank you for sticking with us after hearing a word from our sponsors. I'm here with our next guest, Marianna W. Albritton. She's joining us also from her home down in Mississippi, one of the most beautiful areas of Mississippi. Welcome, Miss Albritton. How are you?
Oh, thank you. I'm doing very well. I'm pleased to be here.
Awesome. What's the name of your town again?
I live between Leakesville and Lucedale, Mississippi. It's funny, I live right on the border, and so I have an address from one place and a phone number from the other.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Well, you are the author of Come Climb Toward God. That is a very interesting topic for a book. And tell us a little bit about your inspiration for this.
Our relationship with God is like a climb, really, because we go to one level and then we go up to another level and we go up to another level. And so a ladder, I think, best illustrates that analogy. And in the past, in my own experience, I've learned that there are different steps of growth in Christianity. And I think it's really hard for people to understand that there are steps to growth. And there's a lot of misunderstanding about this. And so in writing this book, I'm trying to help people to understand there's more than just accepting Jesus into your life and that's it. I want them to understand, oh, there's so much more.
There's so much more. Introduce to us, what else is there other than just being introduced to Jesus Christ? How far does it go?
Oh, I don't really know how far it goes because I haven't gotten there yet. But there is salvation, the beginning of when we accept Jesus. Then we can come to a point where we understand about him being Lord of our lives and being in control of our lives. It's a call to get off the fence, make a choice, either follow me or stay where you are. And if a person will say yes and decide to let Jesus be Lord, wonderful adventures and experiences wait. And after that, we get to learning about places of service, our particular service that God calls us to and lets us serve. That's quite interesting because he gives us all a spiritual gift when we're become believers. And in this period of time, we learn what that is. And we also learn what it's not. And learning what it's not is just as important as learning what it is.
Correct.
And so after that, there are many more steps in this learning about the person, Jesus Christ, learning his personality, learning how he leads. And we may stumble and misunderstand his leading sometime, but he always keeps us on the right path. The best thing to do is just keep saying yes to Jesus, and then he'll make sure we go in the right direction.
Even we don't understand.
Even though we don't understand. If we'll say yes, though we may stray off the direction, he'll bring us back.
That is correct. That's the love of Jesus, and that's how much he loves us. And grace that he extends to us. So all of these, I would say, levels or steps, they are part of our climb to God. That's what you're suggesting.
Right. Yes.
And what type of reaction responses have you been getting from this?
Oddly enough, people don't say a whole lot about reading this book, and I think that's because it's so personal that a lot of times people don't want to talk to anybody about it. And that's another reason I wrote the book, is because this is so personal. People won't talk to people about where they are or their worries or so forth. But the people who do talk to me about the book say they are very encouraged by it and that it has really helped them. And
Well,
that's what I'm so pleased with.
those are good reviews, and that's what you're wanting. That's what you're wanting
Yes.
to hear from the reader, because in reality, it's not about you, it's not about me, it's not about anyone. It's all about Jesus Christ.
Right.
And for that reason, you're wanting to give individuals something that would be thought-provoking and
Right.
inevitably help them in their spiritual climb toward
Yes.
God. But it must begin with Jesus Christ. He is the way, the
Exactly.
and the light. So you got to
Yes.
go through Jesus.
Yes, it is. It's wonderful.
Gotta go.
Oh,
Are you a part of a local assembly there in your town?
yes, yes, I am. Rocky Creek Baptist Church, and it's in Lucedale. We've been members there for 20 years plus, a year or two. And I've taught Sunday school there for almost all of that time. And I've taught Sunday school everywhere we've lived. The Lord has moved us around. Um, Oddly enough, he has used my husband's job to move us to where he wants us to be.
Got you.
He's a forester, and he started out with Masonite Corporation in Laurel, which most people have heard of because it made paneling boards for houses. Very, very famous paneling board. And when I was growing up, if you worked for Masonite, you had a secure job for life. I mean, that was the top. And my husband is a forester, and he was hired by Masonite. And after a year, they moved him to Lucedale, George County, and he was over 4 counties in this area, and he was the supervising forester. Well, the unthinkable happened, and Masonite sold all of their forest lands. And we had been living in Lucedale 10 years, and I taught ladies' Bible studies in addition to Sunday school classes at Shady Grove Church. And our world fell apart, and we had to move. He had to find a job. And so he got a job with the University of Mississippi. We found out they had a 23,000 acres of forest lands that they owned in Stone County and southern part of Mississippi. And so we had to move there. And we lived there 15 years. And we thought that land would never be sold. But one day he got a phone call and they were selling the land. And so it was going to be another move. And we ended up with a job with the state of Mississippi with him as a forester, state forester for Greene County. And that's why we are here at this present time. We've been here 20 years. In each place, I've never gone over 3 months in a church without a Sunday school class.
Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. So, have you been able to share your book with your Sunday school class?
Oh yes, yes. They have been so encouraging to me and have been a blessing, and they just pray me on, and
Okay.
that is a real asset. And then I've had different speaking engagements, different places in southeast Mississippi, and so I've had a chance to share the book. But the book really came out of all of these experiences of teaching and being in the various areas
Mm-hmm.
and meeting a lot of people. and doing counseling and so forth. So um, this book is really a culmination of 50 years of teaching the Bible.
50 years as a Sunday school teacher.
Yes, yes.
Oh, well, I congratulate you on that. That is quite commendable. Wow, that's outstanding. That is absolutely outstanding. And so, what age group do you find appreciating your book mostly, or what age group do you teach in Sunday school?
Well, I teach 50-year and above age ladies, but I have also taught senior high schoolers. I've taught junior high, and in the early years, I taught the small children. So I've
Okay.
pretty much taught every age. And young people, teenagers, like this book because it helps to answer their questions about what does it mean to be a Christian. Can God use an ordinary person like me in his service? The young adults, it helps them to get settled in their faith and understand there's more. Jesus didn't just save us to give us fire insurance. There's so much more to the Christian life than that.
He came that we may have life and have it more abundantly.
Yes, absolutely.
More abundantly.
Yes.
And where can we find your book?
The book can be found on Amazon and at Barnes and Noble. They also will have this one is, let's see, is that visible?
Yes, yes.
This one can be found ebook also at both places. I have a website, www.mariannaalbritton.com, and people can go there and they can order the book from me, and it's paid through PayPal, and that will work well. I mail the book to them. In the last part of May, I'll cover myself up. Reader's Magnet is republishing my book.
Okay.
My author consultant, Marge Medding, has done a wonderful job in helping me. And in the new edition, I will have a study guide in the back of the book. And because that is one of the things with this first edition that people ask me, do you have a study guide that goes with it?
That'll be interesting. That'll be a great addition.
And so when we decided to republish, I put a study guide in the back, and I think that'll be beneficial. I hope so.
Yeah. So I want you all to stay safe down there in Mississippi.
Thank you.
Under the hand of the Lord, stay covered
Yes.
with Jesus, protection that God provides for us as we get through this pandemic. And let's continue to pray for one another that we all will go through and come out successfully, okay?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank
Pringle.
you so much for joining us. And those of you that are tuning in, thank you for joining us for another episode of Books of the Month. I'm your host, Bishop O.C. Pringle. I will see you next week, same time, same place. God bless you. Thank you for joining us.